And we're live. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to, holy crap, the Vlogcast. The Vlogcast comes from a skeptical point of view to answer some of the questions of why. This Vlogcast started as a combination of spite and the Streisand effect because, oh gee willikers, man oh man alive. Who knew? Oh, wait, we did. And you didn't listen. Thanks, America. Part of this is to follow through with the old adage that sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. And right now, the destination sucks. I'm your main host. I'm known as Shujin, and you can find me pretty much everywhere under that name. That's Shujin. If you're wondering, what's on my shoulders, I have decided, because it is hot and muggy, that I'm wearing my yukata. And if you're wondering what that is, you don't have one.
I like
But that's
it.
a whole other thing for later. Being able to join me from the Midwest of the U.S., Brigid Fitch is here. Hi, hun.
Hi, it is currently 23°C with some fog and mist, which is just awesome because earlier today, the real feel temperature was 43°C. So I
Yeah,
will take 23°C over 43°C any day.
no, I don't blame you.
And
Part
I
of the
hate it
week,
for you guys that are our heat dome, I guess, has shifted to the east. Sucks to be you, but we finally got a break tonight.
yeah, we had a couple of days that I was outside where it was 33°C with a an actual heat index of 36 or more, depending as to where you were in the general vicinity. And reminding everybody that real feel, that heat index, that's in the shade.
Hmm.
At about 2 in the afternoon, I don't have any shade to fall back on, really, when I'm working. So,
Yeah, I mean, our temps this week have been running 36°C.
as just an air temperature,
Yeah, I mean, as like the actual temperature.
great.
Yeah, 36°C with heat indices to like 44°C, 43°C. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
there's a
hella
certain
hot.
yeah, there's a certain point where it's just dangerous.
That is dangerous. And I know yesterday my husband wanted to send kiddo outside to cut the grass, and the heat index at the time was 40.5. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Nope.
No, 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 no.
Nope.
So she can do that tomorrow.
Yeah. So if anybody's wondering what's been going on, so there's been a couple of things. Well, let me finish the intro, of course. Thank you for being with us. Hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. Please take care of yourselves. Um, it's good to be back. Yeah, I know we missed out last week, and I'm going to address that for you in just a moment. If you do decide to join us as we are live on YouTube, you'll be part of the live chat over here. Which, Stephanie, good morning. I didn't get the chance to read all of everything else just yet, but yeah, we know full well the heat over in the UK has not been great, and we know full well you guys are not exactly infrastructured for it either. It's not supposed to be like this. It's really just not. But that goes all over the place. So let me fill you in a little bit on what had been going on and what is currently going on also. Last week, I apologize. Last week, Saturday morning, or actually Saturday noon, my time, was the Second Life birthday show that I DJ'd for, which, again, a lot of fun. You get a whole bunch of performers in a 1 hour block, which for me is just, all right, I'm just finished warming up. Okay, I got to stop now, right? Okay, it's fine. And I do, for the last few years that I've done it, I have done something that apparently, from what I understand, from all the volunteers operating the thing, I am unique in all of Second Life because my shows are always just cartoon themes. And it's as quickly as people can, type them and put them out there in open chat. I try to switch from one to another, to another, to another, to another. With the idea of, it's according to the Second Life clock, which is 3 hours earlier for me because it's California time, East Coast, West Coast. It's going on at 9 a.m. Second Life time. So, Saturday morning cartoon time. And apparently, from what I hear from the staff, I am literally the only DJ that they know of. And these are folks that have been, around on Second Life for a long time. I'm the only one that does anything even close to that. So I'm unique. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, because that means that I'm the only one doing it. And I can't even say that I'm a trendsetter, because I'm the only one doing it. So either it's something that's never caught on, or it's something that nobody thinks is worth copying. So either way, I had a good time. And the adrenaline crash, I was dead to the world. I was asleep for a good portion of the day. And by the time I finally properly woke up, it was about dinner time, and it's like, okay, I should really get out word to let everybody know that 5 hours late, that there's not going to be a show. All right, I'll get to that in just a second. Put my head down, and I'll wake up again, and it's all right, right in the middle of when we'd otherwise be on the air. Well, shit. So, sorry about that. Outside of that, at the moment, we're here. Did I have a little bit of heat? What's heat exhaustion? That's the step before actual heat stroke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I had a little bit.
Mm.
A little bit. I don't like it. And by the way, this specific weekend, as we're recording, is also Anthrocon weekend. South of me, about 4-hour drive in Pittsburgh. And normally they would have would have had the fursuit parade, which over the last, I forget how many years, they've also included a portion of it that goes literally outside of the convention center to allow the public to come down and, see part of the parade. And it's a great thing because, the folks in Pittsburgh, they come down in droves, individuals, families with their kids. They get to see the thing. The fursuiters come by. Kids are high-fiving them, the whole thing. The heat was so bad, Anthrocon had decided to cancel the fursuit parade in its entirety. No outside, no inside, no parade, because it was just deemed too dangerous. So I know I'm the only furry on the panel right now. So Anthrocon, well done. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I had a feeling they were going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we joked about it last night, Dallin and I, that, never mind being outside, basically wearing a couch for how much cushioning and carpet is on these things. I suggested, can you imagine going out into the section where the sunlight is pelting down and the glorified flip-flops that are strapped to the bottoms of the feet of these fursuits melt into the pavement?
Ugh.
And we were basically like, yeah, that no.
That's
No.
not. That's dangerous.
And I mean, never mind that. Imagine what that would be doing to families, kids. No, it absolutely not worth it. So they made the right call.
Mm-hmm.
Tough as it might have been.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's disappointing because people look forward to this all year.
Oh hell yeah.
So.
Oh hell yeah.
But safety comes first.
Yeah, and what's so much fun is watching the social medias when the articles come up from the news feeds. for the local news organizations. And they're like, yep, the furs are coming back into town and the whole thing. And so many people are such haters on it all. And they're just like, oh, all these mental deficients, all these people who have got, mental whatever terminology they want to use. So much is rather disparaging. And the other people who come to our defense, yes, I'm a furry, I'm a brony, shut up, come to our defense and basically say, my dudes, do you know how much money they bring into downtown? When the G8 summit had come into Pittsburgh, the furries outspent them. When the NHL draft comes into town, the furries outspend them. When all of the sports groups get in there, with all of the people coming in, bussing in from who only knows where for any, sports thing, whether it's baseball or if it's football or it's hockey, the furries outspend them. It's a friggin' hoot to be able to see what that's like, because the community getting money like that in a weekend, they do about as much money sales-wise in a weekend, a long weekend admittedly, but Thursday through Monday morning basically, it's effectively the same money as what they get in any other 3-month period. So it's fair to say we throw a lot of money at Pittsburgh.
Well, it was just fun being on Blue Sky Thursday and seeing the people who were so jazzed to be there at early registration Thursday and stuff.
Yeah. I miss being there. And yeah, I'll say as much as this. When I was originally told to go, I had never realized that I had 5,000 close, warm, personal friends out there that I just never met before. And it was just awesome.
Are you going to have a chance to go back to one?
I don't know. Finances is the biggest problem. And finances are difficult, to put it mildly. But
Yeah.
would I like to? Well, funny enough, that's what part of my opening is going to be. So if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll get rolling. Sounds good? That was a question. You are muted. Well, that's why I'm not hearing anything from you. That would explain. I didn't look down to see that. All right. So with 5 minutes on the clock, your 5-minute freestyle starts right here. And it's labeled very clearly and very simply. Fred. Yeah, this is actually the piece where I tell you a little something about Anthrocon. For a number of years, as I was going, I had heard about the statue that was out there, and I didn't quite know. I looked it up and just like, oh, the statue to Fred Rogers. Huh, it's interesting. And I saw the pictures, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go. So one time, I decided to look it up, and I found out that there was a subway station, a tube station, not too far away from where the Con Hotel is. So I took a walk, and on the weekend when I was going, it's free for a small section. So I took the train, took it across the river, got out, and walked a little ways towards the river, and then along part of the river, and right there in front of me was the Fred Rogers statue. It's not actually officially what it's called, but it is the Fred Rogers statue. For those of you that don't know who Fred Rogers was, he was an amazing person. There was a biopic done of him There are two of them, actually. One of which was with Tom Hanks. And Mr. Rogers, as we grew up with him, was on TV from, well, basically my entire life. When I was a child, when I was born, he was already on the air. And on public broadcasting TV, for kids who are just starting out learning, there were a couple of choices for educational TV. Sesame Street, of course, being one of the most notable. The Electric Company. Mr. Rogers. We grew up with him, and we learned a lot about being good people because of him. We learned wonderful lessons. And even as adults, we take some of those lessons to heart. Because all you need to do is to be gentle, to be quiet, to listen, to take your time, and to observe. Fred Rogers, Fred McFeely Rogers, taught kids because he was angry and upset that kids' TV at the time was all slapstick and hurting each other and loud and boisterous and obnoxious, and he just wanted something that wasn't. So he made it. He filmed it there in Pittsburgh at the public radio station, public TV station out there. And it made an impact on so many people's lives. So much so that some of the furries that I know, at least one very specifically said, when they were growing up, Mr. Rogers was the only one that ever said to them, "I love you just the way you are." What does that do to a person? That the only person that ever said, "I love you," seemingly, was someone that they could never hold back, could never show them how much they appreciated. Well, what I used to do is on convention Saturday mornings, 8 o'clock, I would have people get together at the convention hotel, and we would walk to that very same subway station, take the train across, and go to Mr. Rogers' statue. And we would have breakfast. Breakfast with Fred is what it was labeled as. It was a officially unofficial event because it was completely off of the grounds. But I would have some people join us. And there are a couple of videos that I made that are on my personal account. And you know what? Fred Rogers, who made such an incredible impact, who was still to this day someone I wish I could be as good as, he was a minister. Never once did he make any utterance of it on his shows. Not once. He showed us what it means to love your fellow man. It doesn't matter what your labels are. It doesn't matter what performance you want to do. You want to show how much love is, and show it. Because kids don't read as much as adults can. They don't hear everything that adults do. And they sure as hell remember everything. Show them what it means. Please. And as an aside, Mr. Rogers, thank you. 143. By the way, for one of the themes at Anthrocon one year, the theme was baseball, and I had made some, not exactly convention badges, but I had made some badges. Uh, and I modeled it with the famous red sweater that Mr. Rogers would wear on his shows, which was made by his mom. Lovely lady. And the red sweater in this particular case is in the Smithsonian Institute of, um, well, in the Smithsonian somewhere, I forget where. But I basically made a mock up of a baseball card for the team for being at this Breakfast with Fred thing, and laminated them and everything. And it was for the, let's see if I remember right. I know I've got the picture somewhere. The Red Trolley Rogers. King Friday the 13th Red Trolley Rogers was the name for the baseball club that I mocked up on it. And I thought that was just an adorable pun. And I'm surprised nobody's used it yet. So maybe what I'll do is I'll find that. I know I've got that picture. I'll put it into our show notes on Discord because it's just adorable, if I say so myself. And I just noticed, Lexa, good morning. Good to see you over there. Yeah. Really quick before we get past all that, um, from what I remember for you, Brigid, Mr. Rogers wasn't exactly a thing quite as much. I would assume. I don't remember really talking with you about that.
I mean, I watched them every day.
Okay. I
A lot of, a lot of stuff that he taught on his show, a lot of the stories, helped me get ready for kindergarten.
Yeah, same. Absolutely same. He's a good man.
And there was, I was trying to think what it was. There was a little stuffed tiger that my Aunt Doris had found in a parking lot outside of, I think it was a TGNY or something that she gave me. And I was probably, I don't know, 4 at the time, 3 or 4. And I ended up naming it Daniel after you know who.
Daniel
And he
Striped
looked,
Tiger.
yeah, and he looked like Daniel. He had the green eyes and everything.
And matter of fact, currently PBS does have a continuing series, cartoon series, or animated minimally, of Daniel Striped Tiger. Um, I have not seen any of it. I don't know quality or what it's doing, but it's been on for a while, so I have to imagine that they're doing a pretty good job continuing the legacy. So pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but I mean, for me to, because I remember the tiger and I remember her giving it to me, and it was kind of beat up, because she found it like in the parking lot, right? But for me to instantly name him Daniel, I mean, yeah, that tells me that it really had a big impact on me.
As it should. So let's keep it rolling because we got stuff to do. It's time for the horrible scopes. So for those of you that know what your astrological sign is, cool. Those of you that don't, I can't help you on this one. You're on your own. You can do the math yourself. Don't worry, it's all good. Now, thanks to Golden Gate Blonde on BlueSky, been inspired to pass on some imaginative, adorable, unreasonable expressions for the deadly animal that'll be all cute and cozy with you. They originally posted a video showing someone petting on the head of a spotted wild cat, a very large spotted wild cat, with the caption, quote, "Snorfle the murder cat." And the replies just paint themselves. And don't worry, once this one goes to press, shall we say, once it gets pressed out there for everybody to see, the links to everything will be available. And I think we'll probably put the link to the main video in BlueSky for the show notes momentarily. So thank you, by the way, to all the people who replied to that video for some of the greatest confessions we've ever read. What are those? Show you in a second. Aries. Shouting Boy started off by using the oft-cited meme, if not friend, why friend-shaped? The best part about this one is it's true. Big cats aren't very different from domesticated cats. They're just ultra-sized, along with their appetites. And they're equally short fuses. So this week, the best way to protect yourself from big cat attacks in the wild is to bring along a pop-up box that they can climb into. It may not work for all cats, but they'll check it out sooner or later. Oh, good.
Taurus. Erica Hall also commented, all cats are murder cats. Though technically true, this still helps us to appreciate the smaller domestic varieties are only truly dangerous to animals approximating their own size. So humans are in the generally safe category. So this week, you know that generally word there, it doesn't say always. It's not even trying to get close to always. Because there are videos of cats taking on far bigger enemies and winning. Think about the matchups between a cat and a brown bear, or an alligator or a snake. Cats tend to win more often. Keep that spirit of winning alive.
Gemini. Adam, aka Parlath, said, quote, I will pet him and squeeze him and name him George. Which is an amazing tip of the hat to the old Looney Tunes character, Hugo the Abominable Snowman from 1961. The fact that this line is recognizable 65 years later says those old script writers knew what they were doing. So this week, you want to come up with something that's still relevant and captures the collective consciousness of people? Do your research and watch the Bugs Bunny show. It's a classic for a reason.
Cancer Moonchild. Janzelli, aka Puns Intended, replied with a graphic showing a minimalized outline of a cat and the text saying, respect the death blades. We wholeheartedly agree. If you don't respect them, your hubris will teach you humility. So this week, doesn't matter what you call them, death blades, murder mittens, or razor beans, they all function the same way. To let you do a blood typing experiment on yourself like you did in high school biology. Remember what that was like when you asked your parents about their blood types? Good times, right? Don't get upset if you ask a question and didn't like the answer.
Yeah, I had to kind of explain that one to Dallin last night, and he's just like, well, what's the big problem with that? Well, there are only certain permutations that'll get you your blood type, and if your parents don't match that permutation. And that's when he was like, Leo? Nut. Sorry. Krutnacker responded with, quote, Snorfles are always appreciated. Sadly, we have to disagree. Having known a few meow machines, we can say with great certainty that each little domestic terrorist has a murder button hidden somewhere on their person. This button is mobile, relocatable, and may have a delayed start, but will, at no notice at all, show that not all Snorfles are appreciated. So this week, even when cats are asleep, the murder button is active. Do not touch the murder button.
That's true. I've got the scars to prove it. Virgo. Betty Davis Side Eyes, aka Jassium, commented with, I would die trying to be the big spoon. Considering how big and cuddly and warm that cat looked to be, it's very likely that sooner or later you'd be the big spoon. The big back of the head sandpaper tongue licked big spoon. So this week, we're not harshing your yum on this one. That big old death floof looks just like some near life-size stuffed animals that you can buy to this day. But somehow the idea of being suddenly covered by a superheated, extra heavy weighted blanket in the middle of sleep just sounds, okay, we want to try this out too, danger or not.
It's a cool idea. Libra. Luna, aka Luna Lore, said, me holding the bloody stump where my arm used to be. No, I didn't try to pet the murder cat. Why do you ask? Oh, Luna. We see right through your web of lies. Did you think we wouldn't notice how docile that murder cat suddenly became? Almost like they'd gotten their semi-daily meat intake a day early. So this week, again, we don't want to harsh your yum, but trying to become the next Rick Allen isn't going to work out well for you. You don't even like Def Leppard, now do you? There's a handful of people out there who are old enough to know what I'm talking about on that one. Or one handful, anyway.
Scorpio. Moi, c'est Glenn, aka oldest 40-year-old, said, are you allowed to stop once you have started? It would seem the clear consensus is no. So this week, the internet has also agreed on a simple answer to a seemingly complicated question once before, but with a two-word answer. The question was, can I clean my boyfriend's salt lamp in the dishwashing machine? The overwhelming answer was yes. Once. Learn to be that simple and direct. Your voluminous vocabulary will be superfluous to achieving your prescribed goals this half fortnight.
Yeah, whenever we get one of those salt lamps over at the shop, take it out of whatever container it's in, we hold it up, we just announce, once, put it back, and everybody's just like, yep, and I got another one. Sagittarius? Luigi Scardaffi commented with a picture depicting a giant octopus of some variety with the caption reading, quote, I'm going to die trying to pet something that I shouldn't. Honestly, that's just complete BS. Who said you shouldn't pet the thing? Or snuggle the who's and what's? Or make out with a protogen? It's your life to expend however you feel best suited to. So this week, right, protogens, right. Okay, so you know how some people think computers are alive, but they really aren't? Protogens prove that they are right. Go make out with one today and bring your USB-A connection cable. They'll thank you for them in the morning.
Capricorn. Matt Fixer, aka Mattion, said, I saw SNORFLE the Murder Cat at Coachella in 2012, and they played an awesome set on the main stage. You know, we weren't paying attention to Coachella in 2012, so we had to have missed that performance. Hope everyone had a great time at it, and the swag table was fully staffed. So this week, not everyone can be a big star in a band, and being support is good enough, like working the swag table or playing bass. You're all important in your own way. Be proud of that.
As a once bass player, I'm personally offended, but okay, sure. Aquarius. Sorokin said something that gave us all an interesting perspective and one that questions all of our convictions. by saying, quote, "It's not murder if everyone consents." Now, we're not exactly sure how this would work, but the logic seems to hold. Maybe. So this week's, remember, folks, sane, safe, and consensual is an important rule of life. So abide by it. Just don't look up where the expression comes from while on a work-owned device or network.
Paul Roberts, aka P.W. Roberts, has a thought that this has absolutely confounded and terrified us. Quote, "I always wish our lazy ass paleo ancestors had domesticated big cats and full-size bears and moose. Can you imagine? Half-ton cuddly fur friends would be so great to have." End quote. Okay, look. Moose have evolved into the meandering second-story tall behemoths that you could drive under if they stopped on the highway to take a piss with barely any interference from humanity directing it. As it stands, they run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, which is 56 kilometers per hour, and swim at 6 miles per hour, 5 1/4 knots, for up to 2 hours. Can then dive 20 feet, 6 meters, for almost a full minute and are decidedly disinterested in humans unless you piss them off. If you think domesticated moose is a good idea, you're nuts. So this week, have you not learned anything from Jurassic Park? No.
As was pointed out, 2 items. One, Jurassic Park didn't learn anything from Jurassic Park. And 2, technically this means a moose at full whatever gait that's called. I don't want to call it a gallop because I haven't seen it. At full steam, could get pulled over in a school zone for speeding. It's a terrifying idea, and I really don't encourage that. Those are horrible scopes for the week. If you like what you got, I'm not going to be helping you out on this one because you're obviously certifiable. And I'm not the one giving out the certificates, so tough. If you want a better or nastier one for yourself or someone else, you can literally bribe me because I'm not above taking your money. You don't need all of it. Just take a little bit if you give it to me. You can do that over at the coffee page. It's coffee.com/Icarus the Lunar Guard. I'll have these posted at the end of the week as usual. Tumblr, Facebook, Coffee, Discord, BlueSky. Because BlueSky is so much... Oh my god, this entire thread was just so much fun. I don't know if I can put the link into the live chat, but I can try that. I can try that shortly. But it is in our... I don't know. I don't remember what the setting is on that, but in any case, we can give it a shot in a couple of moments. It's episode 572, Your Honor. And nobody came. The full quote, of course, is, what if somebody threw a birthday party for you and nobody came? Well, you know, funny that for anybody that's been paying any kind of attention whatsoever, the 250th birthday of my country is going on. 250 years since the Declaration of Independence, when we basically said, yeah, that's enough of that. And I know, some people back across the pond have deemed it International Treason Day. I mean, that's all well and good. That's a valid point. Except you can't exactly go that route unless you win the war. So, in any case, because of the way that the political structure is currently, which I do believe dumpster fire is the technical term for it. I'm sure that if I'm wrong, somebody's going to correct me. Well, the National Mall in Washington, D.C., which is the large strip of grass between the Washington Monument and the uh, Lincoln Memorial, has been turned into, and I hate to say it this way, a laughing stock. Between the reflecting pool disintegrating after being oh so well fixed up by some group that apparently shouldn't have been allowed access to anything more complicated than a watering can, and the plaza having basically booths to show off what each of the states and territories have got special to them, even though some of those states and territories did not send a representative to staff the booth. Good call. It's been, I believe the understated term for it would be, and help me out on this one, Brigid, lackluster. Would that sound accurate enough?
It's been a snooze fest.
Pathetic is another word that comes to mind. Now, this gets even more fun because, sure, Fox Entertainment, let's not call it anything else, Fox Entertainment has had a video booth set up so that their hosts could be there for their show and have a big window out onto everybody that's there. The couple of dozen people that were there for the time that was there. The largest number of people apparently concentrated were trying to get onto the Ferris wheel. That didn't seem to be working quite right. So there was that. And I don't know that you had seen it, but apparently there was actual photographic proof that there was effectively nobody there. There was a picture that was taken of one of the bands that was performing, and one of the guitar players, I believe, had these great sunglasses on. And the picture was quality enough that you could actually see the reflection in his sunglass lens. There was nobody there. You could just clearly, absolutely clearly see in the reflection both lines of those booths and the grass. And I'm going to say it, fucking nobody standing in front of him, listening and watching the band perform. And that one was posted to social media until it was discovered and people were pointing it out. And then the picture was subsequently removed and replaced with something else that cropped out that performer. I can't imagine why they would do something like that. That just seems so disingenuous to me for some reason. I could be wrong. So that's part of it. Now let's cover one other piece. Did you hear about the fireworks display that they're planning on doing?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell everybody about this noxious combination of chemicals and particulate that's going to be suffusing the city?
Yeah, the 2.5 ppm readings should be off the chain. Um, I mean, normally they do what? I'm gonna guess 20 to 30,000 fireworks, for a typical July 4th display on the mall. And they're supposed to do what, 800,000? Something stupid like that? 400,000, 800,000. Anyway, a ridiculous amount of fireworks, which I don't know if they're doing because it was raining and dumbass's speech that was supposed to start at 9 didn't actually take off until 11 p.m. Last I saw on BlueSky. And who knows how long he's gonna bloviate for because that's what it does. Um,
And, by the way, he did say previously that he was going to personally set off the fireworks.
oh god. I wonder how much shit's gonna burn. But anyway, yeah, I mean, just a ridiculous amount of fireworks. It's just totally unnecessary, but, you know, that is what he does. But as far as,
Yeah.
like, being poorly attended, well, the couple of items. One is there were hilarious memes going around of, like, the rapture already happened because there's, like, nobody there. Um, but, yeah, also, I think the reason for the delay of the speech tonight was because there were only, like, 400 or maybe, a few other can't talk. There was not a big crowd tonight, so they were delaying and delaying and delaying to try to get more people because there weren't enough people. And I don't have precise numbers, but it was under 5,000 people showed up.
There are more people in attendance at Anthrocon than there
Yeah.
are people that have to date showed up at that pathetic display. And I can say that, having been to Anthrocon before several times. I'm pretty sure it's yeah.
But the few issues that they've had with weather delays and things, they've had to evacuate, in the neighborhood of tens of people. It's
Don't get
it's
it.
been very poorly attended. Yeah. But there was one group that was out in force today.
Oh, yeah. Which group?
It was Proud Boys.
Yep, saw that. For legal reasons, I'm going to remind everybody that don't take legal advice from a podcast. However, in the spirit of the beginnings of the open hostilities between the colonies and the motherland, I would suggest that anyone that is trying to take over this country should be met with overwhelming force and have it explained to them repeatedly, punctually, that they should not be trying to do such a thing because that would be wrong. And if you hurt my feelings, well, we're just going to hurt yours. And if the biology gets in the way of that, I wasn't really good at biology, so just whatever. So for anecdotal reasons, that's going to be freaking hilarious to watch the videos of. For legal reasons, don't do that. Probably. Just saying. One of the things that I did see about that, though, was somebody making a very, very good observation. And I absolutely want your input on this one. Saying that there was a very decided, quote unquote, uniform that these guys were using. And they were very, very clearly suggesting, outright calling on it, that those that were wearing long sleeve shirts were hiding very identifiable tattoos, most likely.
I would think
Thoughts?
so. Yeah, I would think so. That as is the sniff test, just like they were all wearing masks, so you couldn't see their face. Even though these same people probably screamed about masks, during COVID, because that's what they do.
Yep. I really think that there should be a counter contingent of people that basically flash mob these guys with the entire explicit purpose of picking off the ones on the outer edge and ripping off their masks. Nothing else. Don't hurt them. Don't punch them. Don't don't tweak their nose. Just rip the thing right off their faces and just dump it on the ground and run. With how many?
I'm,
With how many
I'm just
video
afraid.
captures? How long
I'm
do
just
you think
afraid
it would
those people
take?
would get it. Well, I'm just afraid those people will get arrested for doing that because, yeah.
Maybe, but as the expression goes, they can't arrest all of us.
No, but one thing that would give me pause is with these recent verdicts coming down, tying people who have protested at ICE facilities as being an Antifa and sending some to decades in prison. That's kind of scary.
Yeah,
I mean, these people have been sentenced anywhere from 30 years to 90 years.
but
And I don't
if
know that I'd be willing to go to prison for 30 years to rip off a mask.
oh no, 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 I understand that, but I'm talking about the ones who are just the Joe average citizens that are wearing those khaki pants and blue shirts, and they're not deputized. They're just out there because they want to hold their tiki torches and have their screaming matches. You know,
Yeah,
in
but
the
I'm
backside of a
talking about
U-Haul.
the ICE agents that are out there
Oh,
supervising that would.
oh, I know, oh, I know, and I got you there.
I-
Just
we're living in a crazy time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's when the when the bicentennial, the 200-year anniversary, happened in 1976. It was a decidedly different America.
Hmm. I
Was it
remember.
was it better? In a lot of ways it really was. Was there still racism? Yes, but there was also to my let's see, uh that was 1976. I was 7 years old. So admittedly, looking back a long ways at this point, and 7-year-old kid, was there healing that was going on? Yes, absolutely yes. If for no other reason, you can look back at the time and see how people like, perfect example, people like Richard Pryor came on the scene and he was doing comedy that was intentionally poking fun at racism. And by poking fun at, I don't mean necessarily making you laugh, but I mean making you go, yeah, that's fun. Oh, that, because as a social commentarian, I don't know that that's the right word for it. He was good. He was good. George Carlin, same. Admittedly, George got way angry later, and probably understandably so. But there was a feeling of actual community of some kind at the time. A hell of a lot more than the crap that's going on now. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And I've got mixed feelings about that, really too. I mean, even as a kid in grade school, and we're talking when I was, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old. My dad used to listen to a lot of Richard Pryor albums. He had all of them. So I kind of grew up around that. But, I was also born and raised in Memphis. And, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated when I was 1 year old. So from growing up down there, I will admit that I was extremely racist back then, but did not realize that I was. It took getting out of that environment and moving away from there for me to see it. And there were people, kids that I went to grade school with whose parents and, uncles and grandfathers were in the Klan, and I thought nothing about it. And they even wore, their jewelry to class, and it was just accepted. Teachers never said a word about it. It just was. And it horrifies me now to look back at that and go, oh my God, it was just there.
Yeah.
And maybe that was just from being, living there in Memphis. I don't know.
A lot of stuff was still there. And
Hmm.
obviously, we know full well, continued for the very long time. And sadly, continues all this time later. It's less overt most of the time, but it's sadly still there. And there are people who still do not understand the whole, well, it's been however many years since emancipation. Why do we still have to be all upset about that whole thing? And why can't we just move past all that stuff? It's like, my dudes, do you not understand the whole, the institutions have been built upon this. You don't just change out the subfloor. You don't get rid of the basement levels and expect everything to just go nice afterwards. If you can't change out the foundation, what the frick are you expecting to have happen? And that's, for me, looking back, I could see where some of that some of that change was possible and even being pushed for and even agreeing for it in a lot of situations. Obviously, we know all these years later,
Hmm.
maybe not quite so much, but I really had the
Yeah,
feeling at the time that, it it can
they
happen.
were trying. Yeah, they were trying. I was in first grade when they started, busing students in Memphis to, other schools to try to desegregate the schools.
Yep.
And it was a very violent year in first grade. They ended up sending me to a school that was majority black. And yeah, they almost killed me. The students did. um, it was not a good time for me. And I had to be pulled out of school for my own good because I was having knives pulled on me. I was being stabbed, and teachers would not do anything. And it was like me against 15 or 20 kids, other kids, and there was nothing I could do. So it was very big time of unrest. But at the same time, the city was trying to do something, about the racial problems. And, I also think that shows like, Good Times and the Jeffersons and All in the Family, I think that those helped
Oh yeah.
as far as bringing those, discussions, into the public consciousness. But I think in today's day and age, there's no way that those shows would have ever made it to be aired, during prime time on, broadcast TV. I just don't think it would have been accepted.
Yeah. There were a lot of TV shows of the day that we look back on them now, and yeah, it for in some regards they're quaint, but don't really understand just how I'm not going to say progressive, because that's not the word I'm shooting for here, how socially aware they were. Most recently, a lot of folks talk about the Golden Girls. And there are so many clips that are out there and so many things that they talk about because, their ages and where they are and how they've changed over their years and how things have evolved for each of them and who's gay and who wants to be married and why would you want to be married and explaining it. But we go back to those mid 70s TV shows. And at the time, remember, broadcast TV in most markets, 3 main stations and maybe 1 or 2 extras. Maybe 1 independent, probably 1 public broadcasting. New York City, we were lucky. We had, ABC, NBC, CBS, the main 3. We had 3 independents. Yeah, three independents. 2 public TV, and on a good day with the wind behind you, a low power station out of New Jersey. We had basically 8 or 9 TV stations that we could pull in at any one time. But
Wow.
that was an exception. I mean, that's New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And most areas, like I said, 3 main stations, maybe 1 independent, and probably 1 PBS. So the collective consciousness was very, very, very condensed, for what people were paying attention to, watching on TV, because that's what you had. All in the Family itself, by the way, was a rework of a show from the UK. But they tackled subjects. They tackled a lot of subjects with a character who was an absolute curmudgeon, but with a good heart at his base. And they handled stuff that who only knew that you could actually do that. They handled things like abortion and gay rights and racism. And they handled Archie Bunker's wife, Edith Bunker, having been raped. I want folks to kind of think about this for a second. In the mid 70s, they tackled a sexual assault of a main cast character. And they did it well. And it was thought-provoking, and it was emotional, and it actually got people to discuss and try to figure out, oh my God, what the hell? It brought people together to actually, consider. Was it traumatizing? Hell yeah. But it also got people to think. And I think that, in and of itself, is one of the greatest gifts that we were ever given in that era of collective social consciousness, I don't know that you necessarily remembered about that one. I know it took me a long time to really kind of come to grips to understand that one. But on an opposite end of it all, one of the ways that they dealt with the racism thing was having an episode that Sammy Davis Jr. came in, and right near the end, they were gonna get a picture together, and Sammy's just like, I want you to take the picture of me and my good friend over here, Archie Bunker, And you take the picture. We'll get him really close over here, and take the picture on 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. And he turns his face, kisses Archie Bunker on the cheek, and the flash bulb goes off, and the picture is taken. And poor Archie is just standing there dumbfounded because he was kissed by a black man. And, it's an adorable moment. It's a great moment because it's just like this poor guy got completely sidelined. Oh well, what you gonna do now, man? But you're right. These kinds of things, yeah, they probably couldn't be made the same way these days anymore. And I really feel bad about that.
But I guess I got us off topic. I'm sorry.
No,
Um,
that's
but as far as like back in, yeah, during the bicentennial celebrations back during that time, those were extremely well attended.
oh hell
And
yeah.
as far as the music venues and things, yeah, these big names that were, selling out concerts and things. And there was a lot of support and enthusiasm, and a lot of people wanted to participate in the bicentennial.
Yeah. It
And
was it was
and
hopeful.
this and this is just sad. I mean, for lack of a better word, it's just sad. And
I
even Dunkin' Donuts' promotion for the 250th is just sad. I saw some plastic cups that they got, especially made for, J-board celebrations and things, and they look like burial urns or something. They're supposed to be plastic cups with little plastic eagle heads on them, but they don't look like proper fridge holders.
um no, I haven't seen this. I'm afraid to look this up now. Don't make me do that.
I'll have to find it again, but it's like, oh my god.
The I was gonna say the sad part about this is, uh, I don't know that it's necessarily the sad part. The likelihood of us living to see the next 50th is exceedingly low. Um, but man,
Okay, I've got an article with the picture, and I'm gonna have to stick this in the chat, and this is just really, really sad. Are you ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oop.
put it over in here. Okay, folks, I want you to understand something. I didn't even bother looking at the picture, the thumbnail that's part of this as yet. I am, however, going to take massive umbrage and rag on Brigid for just a couple of seconds. So y'all just scamper away for just a couple of seconds over here. My sister in Christ. How in the fuck is AOL.com even still a botherable thing anymore?
I don't know. There's several links if you want Fox Business, if you want Yahoo, if you want New York Post, if you want a video from Today Show. There's all sorts of pictures out there.
The
But
link that she gave me,
these
the
stupid cups are reselling on eBay for $50. What the hell?
the link that she gave me over here is from an AOL.com/news domain, and I don't know what to do with this. The fact that AOL, God, don't.
It's still around, yeah. Would you rather have a Yahoo? I could do Yahoo.
I'm fine. I'm just shocked and annoyed.
Okay, and I'm gonna grab another picture just for a compare and contrast, just for funsies.
I'm just going to go ahead and
Um,
put that into the show notes section while I'm at it, because, I mean, just why? Why would you do this? Actually, come to think of it, let me see. Can I put...
just because I'm playing Skyrim at the moment, and this is what it reminds me of, I'm gonna get a picture of this.
Oh! I can put links into the live chat. Well,
And
hell.
when you see it, you can't unsee it. Here we go. I'm gonna
And I
this
promised that
here.
I was going to put the original um doo-doo-doo. Yeah, the original video from BlueSky. I got that over in the well, damn. Okay. I did not realize that I was allowed to do maybe it's because I'm the one that's allowed to do that. I don't think anybody else is, but be that as it may.
So anywho,
What is that? Jesus, what the hell is that?
what the hell is what?
That other
The
picture.
picture that I copy and pasted? That is a burial urn from Skyrim. You can loot coins and jewelry out of them. But it's like I see the Dunkin' Donuts, and it makes me think of this. And I'm wondering, is there any loot in there? Are there any coins and maybe some jewels? Just
That's not
reminds me of a burial sarcophagus. Not a sarcophagus, I don't know what you call it.
yeah, an urn
Urn?
is good, is fine. Gods.
That's how my
Ste-
brain works.
Stephanie's commenting, by the way. Funeral urn is a good description, Brigid. So there you go. I'm gonna get into trouble for this one, and I don't care. I'm looking at it over here on the AOL link. I think they would have sold better if they had made a deal with the Jim Henson Company and instead
Oh, yeah.
done Sam the Eagle's head. Now, I'm a weirdo. I will admit it, but somehow the Sam the Eagle that would have been great. That would have been great.
I'm going to go off on a tangent here just because I want to. You can go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to just do a logo here. This is for a product called Sprite Plus Tea, which sounds really disgusting to me. I
I
saw it in
mean,
CVS. But check out this logo. Somebody on Reddit said it looks like Sprite Flea, and once you see it, you can't unsee it.
um,
The red underneath
yeah,
looks like Flea instead of plus T.
yeah, and admittedly, that's a really small picture that they got over there. Oof.
But no, I don't want to drink that. That looks disgusting.
Yeah, yeah, I get you there. Yeah, and again, I'm making sure that these are going into the show notes section too, so folks can have at that while you're at it. So good on you there. Lexus also pointed out, by the way, anything is lootable enough in Skyrim if you're brave enough or have a basket handy. I will take your word on that because I have not played, I have not loaded, I have not done anything with, so I know nothing about.
You really should. It's on sale.
I would love to. I don't know.
It's on sale so cheap that if you were on Steam, I could even gift it to you.
Nah.
And it's not really difficult. It's just really pretty, and you can get sidetracked very easily doing all sorts of stuff. But
Yeah.
But you do have to have, a follower. A lot of people that are stealth archers don't play with one because the followers get in the way and get killed and stuff like that. But if you take a follower with you, you can give your loot to them when it gets to be heavy and you're encumbered.
Yeah, I'm not
It
worried about
helps.
that.
It helps to have somebody there to carry an extra 250 pounds.
That's fair. I I'm waiting for I'm waiting for Pal World to finally put out its 1.0 update, and then the 1.1 fix to the update, because never play on patch day. I learned that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew that from playing, oh gosh, EverQuest back in 97 and stuff. And then same thing with art. And if they say that the patch is going to be an hour, count on about 12, and then people not being able to get in, and then having to emergency take down the servers to repatch the patch because they broke stuff.
Yep, yep, yeah. For me, I remember everybody yelling and screaming, don't play on patch day or Elite Dangerous. And they were right, because oh my god, the yelling, screaming, and gnashing of teeth on all the forums. Well, I was doing this
Mm,
and this and this and this happened, and that's not supposed to happen. Were you playing on patch day? Why does that matter, my dude?
oh yeah, and especially whenever EverQuest would patch, people were on the Sony stuff screaming, when are the servers going to come back up? They've been down for 4.5 hours and blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah.
It's like Mr. Incredible. We get there when we get there.
Well, and they're like, I'm paying $9.99 a month for this, and I'm going to cancel my subscription. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, that'll show them.
Well, I'm just amazed that EverQuest is still up. It came out in, I think, 96, 97. I don't remember exactly, but the servers are still live. People are still playing. Now, I won't go back and play it. I loved it. I played for more than 8 years, and did, yeah, was in a heavy duty raiding guild and all this stuff, but the mechanics were so painful back then, I would never go back. I did try to go back about 10 years ago just to, check it out and, pull out my old mage and started a new character. Kept getting my butt handed to me in the little baby newbie area where everything's level 1 to 3. The rats were just kicking my butt. And it was so painful. It took, like, to regenerate your health in magic, you would have to sit for a good 10 to 15 minutes to build it back up. And I remembered that from before, and that was just part of it. It was very painful. And now I'm like, no.
And then you got people like me who were just like, yeah, Second Life 23rd birthday, man. Who knew? So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, aside from that, by the way, only because I want to get it out of the way. I This past week I just finished my 17th DJ season in Second Life. So yeah, who knew? Now that's a whole other thing. Moving past that, um, man, 1976 as compared to now. Well, I don't wear the same socks like I used to. I still remember those very tall socks with the two bands of color at the top. Yes, those were a real thing. You go looking at the kids. You go looking at the pictures
Mhm.
of these people with the big shaggy head of hair and the tall socks that were as tall as some boots. Yeah,
Went up to
that
your
was
knees
us.
and had like red stripes at the top or blue or, yeah, basketball socks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had some too.
And funny enough, I still remember. Oh, I still remember, and I do not know if I still have it. I'm pretty sure I do somewhere. I remember having to. being able to go to see the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah.
I was there back in the heyday when it was Meadowlark Lemon and Curly Neal and Goose. I These guys were good, man. And the best part about it was they weren't just good because they were incredible showmen and athletes, and they were, but they were good people. Meadowlark Lemon, last I remembered, he still went back to Harlem, and he was helping out community, building bridges, helping families, directing kids. Just he was good people, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority of them have been too.
Oh, I'm gonna pull some more stuff into 1976 stuff since we're here. The music from back then. There were so many different types and genres that were, mainstream.
Yeah, yeah, nice
Um,
and nice and easy to mention rock and roll because rock and roll is just the updated blues. But
well, we
man,
have
you
we
ain't
have
kidding.
rock, disco, soul,
R and
pop,
B, pop,
R&B.
um, some electronica, not a lot, but there was a lot of stuff that was just catch a completely off guard early electronic um me- uh analog synthesizers.
Yeah, and if I mean, it was just, so varied, and any of the stuff that you caught on like a top 40 station or anything. I mean, you could get, groups like Queen or Aerosmith or Fleetwood Mac or Boston, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, the Eagles, and then all of the disco, like ABBA, um, Donna Summer. I mean, it was just so many different so many different genres going on at one time that were, hits.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then you
trying to
had Paul
see.
McCartney and Wings. They were big in 76.
Yep, I'm trying to find out where do we have it. Yep, got it. The number one singles for 4th of July 1976. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the top 40 because I'm looking at number 40 in this list and I'm just like, how is this not higher? And I gotta remind myself, maybe it was moving up the charts, maybe it moving down the charts.
Yeah. And you even had sappy stuff like Barry Manilow. He was everywhere.
And and let's also acknowledge Barry Manilow as a songwriter
He's
is
amazing.
be goddamned amazing. He for a while he was doing commercial jingles. How do you capture the imagination in 5 notes? And he demonstrated it, and it's just like, yeah, man, you gotta do this in 5 notes and catch people, and there you go. I forget which
Yeah.
one it was that he did for some insurance company or other. I forget if it was the Hartford. I forget which one it was. Get a piece of the
State
rock.
Farm. State Farm.
I mean, it's amazing. So
And he also did Band-Aids. I am stuck on Band-Aids because Band-Aids stuck on me. That was his. Now the
Band-Aid,
McDonald's, he
Band-Aid brand. We
yeah,
have to
Band-Aid brand.
remember Band-Aid is an actual brand name. It is not the generic term. I hate that.
Yeah. And he didn't sing McDonald's jingle, but he wrote it. The "You Deserve a Break Today."
Oh my god. That's that's a good piece of work.
Yeah.
So let's go through this list really quickly because I know it's eaten into our time, but I don't care, man. This is
It's fun. It's our show. We can do what we want.
exactly. Okay, so like I said, going up the list. At number 40, A Fifth of Beethoven.
I remember that.
Moving up, Silver Star from the Four Seasons. I don't necessarily remember that one. I Need to Be in Love, The Carpenters. Absolutely a band that did not get the opportunity to fulfill everything. The Carpenters, you know, damn it. Because, oh God, what the hell was her name?
Karen Carpenter.
She was a bitchin' drummer, man. Holy shit.
And a perfect voice, perfect alto.
Young Hearts Run Free, Candy Stanton. Don't really know that one. Natalie Cole singing Sophisticated Lady. That's an old one, man. Good Vibrations, Todd Rundgren. Don't really know that one. Movin', Brass Construction. Somebody's Getting It, Johnny Taylor. Again, don't necessarily know it. Now I'm getting to one that we know. At 32, Mamma Mia, ABBA.
Yeah.
Let's remind folks, ABBA, not a British band, not a Canadian band, not an American band. It's Swedish. You know, who knew? Last Child, Aerosmith. A little bit of a surprise. Let's see. I'm Easy, Keith Carradine. Carradine?
I remember that one.
All right. That's Where the Happy People Go, The Tramps. Man, there's a name, The Tramps. I remember them. Save Your Kisses for Me, The Brotherhood of Man. Don't know that one. This one I absolutely do know. Tear the Roof Off the Sucker, Give Up the Funk, Parliament. That's one of those ones where you're like, I don't know that song. You start to listen to it. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, I remember the song. Absolute banger. Absolute banger. Turn the Beat Around. Vicky Sue Robinson. Yeah. That is such a great one. And Miami Sound Machine, I think, is who did a cover it years in the 90s. Still great. Oh, my God. Gloria Estefan doing that. Kills it. Making Our Dreams Come True, Cindy Greco. Do you remember that one?
If I heard it, I probably would.
You would. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, gods, I forgot how it started. It's the theme to Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Yeah.
Today's the Day by America. Don't recognize that one. This one I recognize. Taking It to the Streets, the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
I Want You, Marvin Gaye. Another one gone way too early. And like you said, Queen's on this list. At number 21, You're My Best Friend.
We played that at my wedding.
There you go. So now we're getting into the 20. Get Closer, Seals and Croft.
Yep.
Again, soft rock, but still good music. Still worth. And it wasn't something that you were like, who's going to listen to that? You know, like, I don't know. If You Know What I Mean, Neil Diamond. Now that one I don't recognize, but Neil Diamond's career, holy hell, what a career. Love Hangover, Diana Ross. I know this one. The Boys Are Back in Town, Thin Lizzy. Oh, I wasn't expecting this one. Yeah, you want to talk about jumping all over the place. Rock and Roll Music, the Beach Boys. Yacht rock, man. And then right after that, Take the Money and Run, the Steve Miller Band.
Yep.
Moonlight Feels Right by Starbuck. Don't know that one.
I do. I liked that one.
Let Her In, John Travolta.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was a ballad. It was like Let Her Into My Life or something like that.
Number 12, Got to Get You Into My Life, the Beatles. Why in 76? I don't know, but there it is. Never Gonna Fall in Love Again, Eric Carmen.
Yeah.
And now we get into the top 10. I'm absolutely not going to do the whole, Casey Kasem thing, because screw that. Boy's been dead for a long time. Leave him go. Love is Alive, Gary Wright. This one I know. Kiss and Say Goodbye, the Manhattans.
Mm-hmm.
Man, doo-wop groups still kicking it. Like you said, disco, soft rock, easy listening, R&B, soul, blue-eyed soul, too. Just, man, all over the place. I'll Be Good to You, the Brothers Johnson. And what did I say about disco being in here? Get Up and Boogie, Silver Convention. Just by the titles alone, man. Oh, the Andrea True Connection singing More, More, More.
Yep.
Wow. Shop Around by the Captain and Tennille.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I had that one. I used to listen to that with my friend Sandy all the time.
And here's a good one. Again, from the smooth listening, Sarah Smile, Daryl Hall and John Oates. Blue-Eyed Soul, man, right there. Misty Blue, Dorothy Moore. Don't recognize that one. Oh, God. Do I have to read number 2?
Yes.
Fuck me. Number 2. I have always hated this song. Afternoon Delight by the Starland Vocal Band.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now the number 1 from this week, 1976. It's not an American band. Matter of fact, it's from somebody that used to be in an incredibly large band. Silly Love Songs. Wings.
Yep. Yep.
I remember that one.
And some other honorable mentions, not from that week, but from that year.
Sure.
You had some diverse stuff like the song Convoy.
Oh, wow, yeah. Both a protest song, a southern rock song, and social commentary all at the same time.
And you also had other, themes from TV shows in 76. The theme from SWAT.
Yep. The theme song was far and away cooler than the show was any day of the week.
Yeah, that's true. I did watch the show, but yeah, you're right. And some other things from during that year, the song Love Hurts from Nazareth.
Love hurts.
Uh-huh. That one.
Yep.
And the song Squeeze Box from The Who.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's one I haven't thought of in a long time.
Another one, Golden Years from David Bowie. You know, golden years.
I don't think I'm familiar enough. All right.
He also had Fame come out that year too.
Hmm. I know it would still be a couple of years off, but the theme to Fame, wow, what a great song, man.
Oh yeah, that's 80s, but his Ziggy Stardust, persona was real big here.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what else we've got. Breaking Up is Hard to Do by Neil Sedaka.
Wow. There's a name. Not the prettiest of faces, admittedly, but wow. So good.
And then you had John Denver with Olivia Newton-John. Fly Away.
Oh shit. A song I'd forgotten. Wow. Um Fly Away, Lenny
And
Kravitz. No, Fly Away. John Denver's song. There it is. I will have to look that one up later because I don't think I've got that. Damn.
and then if you want like some Motown, we've got the Ohio Players Love Roller Coaster, which I danced to for hours and hours and hours.
I'm just in love. No. Wait. Which one did you say?
Roller coaster. Love
Oh,
roller coaster.
okay. I'm thinking of a different. See, I was thinking of Love Machine. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
And one that would be kind of problematic today if it were made is
Hmm.
Island Girl from Elton John. Kind of
I
racist.
I know it, but I guess I don't remember the lyrics well enough. I will definitely be rereading that then. Huh. All right. Boy, man. Um, you know that I don't like Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
Really don't like Gene Simmons.
I don't either. But Rock and Roll All Night is one of their bigger hits.
If memory serves, that also wasn't their song originally anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
And it's
He
still
had
charted.
mm,
Mm.
he did an interview that I ended up having part of it show up in one of my feeds somewhere. And he was saying that yeah, he can prove that rock is dead. And I didn't recognize it was him at the time. And he's like, from the mid '50s, well, from the '50s to the '80s, you got 30, maybe 40 years. And look at all these bands that you had. And he's naming off all these big bands, John Denver and Aerosmith and the whole thing. Is like, okay, so since then we've had another 40 years. Where are the Elvises? Where are the John Denvers? Where are the Aerosmiths? Where are they? And I don't want to agree with him on stuff, but boy kind of has a point.
Yeah, we don't have an Elvis.
And we have less investment, I guess might be the best way that I can describe it. Um, and this doesn't go for all musical acts and performers. It goes to the industry as a whole. And I hate talking about entertainment as an industry because to me, entertainment should just be you're making people feel good or feel something because you want to. but there's less investment overall in improving oneself in that endeavor, working towards better muscle memory, better intonation, better performance, better skill, and more concentration on, okay, what can we do to change this and make it more processed and targeted for somebody? And how can we do that instantly? I hate it. I hate it. Lex has also pointed out, by the way, Bowie's Golden Years was also in A Knight's Tale in 2001 with Heath Ledger. Think it was during the dance scene if you saw that movie. I didn't.
Okay, we will get you a video, Shujin. I think if you
I.
hear it, you'll remember it.
It's possible.
Maybe.
It's possible. Obviously, I can't play anything now because I know full well what'll happen, and nobody
You
needs
can
that.
hear it after the show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll definitely be doing that.
And I put Fame in there down there for you too after the show. I think you'll recognize it. Mr. DJ.
David Bowie, Golden Years. Okay, yeah, I'll check those out before I get to bed. Um, was it just that we were naive? I mean, we've learned so much more over the course of 50 years, and gods, I can't believe that I get to say that unironically and with all seriousness. I don't think that we were just I don't think that we were naive at the time. I really do believe that the spirit of societal encouragement, if that even makes any kind of sense, was really a thing at the time. The hopefulness, the looking ahead, the let's go together feeling.
No, I think we had it back then. I'm with you. And there's so much more apathy now and stress. And daughter person and I were discussing this earlier, and husband a little bit. Society has completely changed since back then to where a lot of people are so stressed, but they also have very short attention spans, and people are not willing to work together anymore to do anything. It seems like there were a lot more people willing to jump in, in the 70s to push for better things. They were willing to show up, and people just seem to want to work together more. Now people are too distracted on their phones and all sorts of other things. And one thing that was really embarrassing to me was having, what was he, an ambassador to the UN or something like that, talk about how this World Cup showed the best of America to all these other, people in the world. And, the highlight of American culture is, where else can you get Chick-fil-A and eat it in your car while you're on the phone? And I'm like, why would people in other countries want to aspire to this? This is nothing to aspire to, my dude. I don't see that as aspirational,
No, it's
but
not.
he thought it was just awesome. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? If that is what he thinks we're, showing the rest of the world and he's proud of it, that is so embarrassing.
You want something to show off to the world that's something aspirational. Go out there into rural America where the population is measured in ratios to cattle and see how people work together when there is a barn fire and people have lost acres of dried out crops and barns and animals. And people come together and it's just like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning because a hay bale just spontaneously combusted. And by the way, yes, that is a thing. For those of you that don't know about it, I never knew about it. If there is a certain amount of moisture trapped inside of a bale of hay, it will eventually rot and can produce an exothermic reaction and light on fire. And you'd never know it was going to happen. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And entire communities will just be like, okay, let's stop that. Let's save everything that we can. Let's put stuff back together again as best we can. Let's help how we can. That's aspirational. That's something worthwhile. Caring for each other. Oh, geez. Some people are going to label that as socialist? Aw. Pity. That's called community, my dude. And the whole, people were happier to join in back in the day by comparison. I think a good portion of it was because they could. And now, 50 years later, the economic inequality is such that people are getting little dopamine doses that they can with their little snippets of everything on their portable devices. I don't think it's because I don't believe that that's the cause of people not joining in. I think it's part of the symptom of how strung out society is living day to day or paycheck to paycheck, if even that. We don't have as much luxury to go around.
True.
But then again, I mean, we're going to go ahead and mention Aerosmith. We'd be remiss if we didn't add in there Eat the Rich. But I mean, that's a whole other thing. I'm sure nobody would bring that up. I mean, that's just me. Because, DJ over here. Yeah.
Oh, if you want irony for this big celebration at the National Mall, because of inclement weather, a bunch of MAGA heads had to go take cover in one of the museums for African American history.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And the BlueSky commentary machine was absolutely. I knew
On
it
it.
was hot. I knew it was hot over there in DC this week and today, but man, I didn't know that you could turn up the roast machine quite that bad. That was, mwah. It's so good.
Oh. May need to get the popcorn out for this one. I just saw this on BlueSky. Military band was covering YMCA, which, okay, he's been, using YMCA for all that stuff to do his double jerk off dance. But they also did a cover of Let's Go Crazy by Prince. And I am pretty sure that the Prince estate did not authorize this.
Oh?
Yeah.
So then did the village people authorize and allow that too?
Probably because, at first, when, during his first campaign, the lead singer, for the Village People was like, hey, you didn't get permission, don't use our stuff. But then he got on board with it and said, okay, you can use our stuff and we'll even perform for you. So they're okay with it. Prince, on the other hand, I don't think so.
Nope.
I mean, that estate is, on copyright violations right and left. So, yeah, you might want to get out some popcorn because this may end up getting ugly.
Kind of makes me wonder then, knowing that, and knowing that they had time to consider it, maybe this was intentional.
It might have been, but I highly doubt that they sought permission to do this. But then
Probably.
again, this person, has never sought permission for anything in his life. He just doesn't feel like he needs to. Consent is not in his vocabulary. So,
I'm sure I have absolutely no idea what kind of thing you're talking about.
all the things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and for anybody that's wondering, this was me hammering away the point at the microphone. That's what that
Of
symbol
course you
was.
were. Of course you were.
I mean, I was.
Yeah, you're hammering the point home.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what that looks like?
Yeah.
For legal reasons, that's exactly what I'm doing. And you can discuss it with me afterwards. Maybe, probably not. I don't care. Whatever. We're just about at the end of the time that we've got at this point. Man, it actually we actually made it. Look at that. Pretty happy about that. Oh yeah. I know it's a little late in the show to mention it. Yeah, I did know that Tech was not going to be here. He's otherwise busy. And even if he weren't, considering his locality and the weather over there, I think it's probably good for him to just, stay indoors. Stay away from the silt that's going to be floating in the air right about now.
Oh, this gets better. This gets better. Yeah, I'm just now catching up on BlueSky. Apparently this band is appropriating lots of music from Black people, which is ironic. Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Huh.
I Fire. I can't see MAGA getting all in on the Black folks music. Hmm. And here is and here is a video of said fireworks. Oh my God, it is a mess. This is like dumpster fire. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Ugh, that is ugly. Yeah, you
Oof.
have to word that in the show notes. That is just tragically awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
are you
gonna.
watching this?
No. I'm not because I can't. I'm putting the link out there for the show, so you guys can take a look at that.
And these three white people from the Air Force can't even dance and they're trying. Oh my God, this is bad. Well, that sums up the whole thing really, really well. Oh gosh,
Man,
it's
I have to see about
perfect.
that. All right, top of the hour. We just gotta go ahead and call this at this point. Especially because Stephanie's also pointed out, have a good week, folks, or at least better than this week. Thank you, Stephanie. It's grandly appreciated. Yeah, we'll close it up over here. Besides that, I want to say figurative dumpster fire, but I don't know what unexploded munitions are going to show up over there. The fact that we don't have any actual munitions going off, I'm grateful for. However, what last thing you got for this birthday celebration before we get out of here?
It's birthday celebration. I did not celebrate in any way. Yeah, as far as the traditional picnic foods and cookout and stuff like that, we didn't do any of that. I had bang bang shrimp.
Cool. Was good.
Yeah, it was good, but it's like today is just another day, and I'm so embarrassed that I'm not going to go out and do anything. I have
Yeah,
nothing to celebrate.
yeah, I kind of feel the same way. All we did that was special. I ended up with a lot of nap time because kind of recovering, like I said, from the heat and everything this week. I indulged a little bit last time we went out food shopping, and I got frozen White Castles because a little bit of home for me. Got hot dogs and rolls, and I got a couple things of spare ribs because it was inexpensive, i.e., about as expensive as some chicken or pork, and it was like, well, if it's all pretty much same, let me go ahead and indulge just a little bit. What I want to finish off with then for us all is just a simple thing. Be safe. And I know that sounds like it's too stupid simple, but just be safe. The weather is what it is, and it's bad. And we know it's going to continue being bad because all the stuff that we've been worried about for global climate change is still a thing. We know that people are going to be stupid out there and they're going to get intoxicated because they can, because they're trying to get away from whatever the hell feelings it is that they've got. They're going to go out and travel and be in control, theoretically, of whatever their travel is. Don't do that. Don't drive. Don't go boating. Don't do something that could be risky and be drunk or otherwise out of your own control. Don't self medicate too hard. Just remember that, as always, we're going to keep trying our best to be here. Even though this travesty of pride is what it is, we remember the better times. And that's not something that we can just look at and just poo poo. We remember the better times. And we remember that once upon a time ago, a very, a very bright, very hopeful young president what once told us, we do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. We will get through this. We will get to the other side, and we will make improvements. Not because it's easy, because God knows it isn't, but because it's hard. Anything worth doing will be. And brother, right now, ain't nothing I want more than to improve the current state of what we're living in. For everybody. That's going to be our show. Guys, thank you for much for being with us. We hope that you found something worthwhile in all of our perspectives and you got something to think about for the week or two ahead. I'm hoping again that it's just next week. Forgive me for being a little inconsistent. I apologize. I am trying. So, as always, over in the chat, Lexa, thank you. Stephanie, thank you. You guys take care of yourselves and just, you are greatly appreciated. Brigid, another week, another time together. I am so appreciative to have you about. You know that? Just thank you.
Aw, I appreciate you too. Just need somebody to talk to besides a cat.
I was going to say they could talk back, but that would be.
Well, Bootsy is her own little murder kitten.
That makes
Ties back
sense.
to the horrible scopes. Yeah.
There. So, anybody you want to say F you to, and I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about this one before you do that, because I would like to extend my own little personal F you to whoever.
I'm just gonna say a huge fuck you to, you know, Cheetolini and this whole. I don't even have words to describe all of this clusterfuck. It's just fucked. And
No,
and collective fuck you to anybody and everybody who voted for this.
I'm going to send a generic fuck you, but I've also got a compliment, to go sent off. Whoever it is that is operating the scheduling system for the Grim Reaper, you could have gone after him 20 years ago and, saved us all lots and lots of problems. Lots of problems. Who am I referring to? If you think that you know, chances are you probably don't. Don't worry, I'll tell Brigid before we get out of here, and she will absolutely agree with me. However, let's also extend an incredible congratulatory message to the active service military guy who decided to go up there and do something that nominally you quote unquote shouldn't do, and that's have a political protest. You saw that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I am so grateful to him. I'm so proud of him. But he's utterly wrecked his military career after this, and so I really feel bad for his family. But he knew and did it anyway because it was the right thing to do.
Yep, exactly right. And just to make sure that we've got this covered, courtesy of Military Times, and I will have this in the show notes. Let's see, U.S. Air Force Major Jason Watson was arrested basically for holding his own protest, holding a sign that read, "Impeach, convict, remove." He is currently active duty service, military career dating over 20 years. Has he ruined his career? Probably.
Yep, yep, he has. And
However,
and I say that because being in a uniform like that is against the UCMJ. So yeah,
however, I dare say it's a much better protest than lighting oneself on fire. I'll go with that. Meantime, we will see you all again, hopefully, as soon as next week. That's my plan and my expectation. If you'd like to be in touch with us, easiest ways are probably going to be over there on BlueSky. Facebook is still there, though I don't really use it for anything other than just, sending out show notices. And over on sorry, just too many things go running through my head. BlueSky and Discord. We will be back with you. Please be safe. Please be careful out there. And we'll talk to you soon. So until the next time we're together, as always, I wish you all the peace I no longer have. I wish you the strength that I've learned. I wish you well. My lady, we got about a little over a month before your birthday. It's been over 21 years now. I'm still in love. Matane Fujin. I love you. I miss you. Dream of me. Till the next time we're together, everyone. As always, good night.